up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive, and save it. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
Oh, look at me. I'm retarded. I'm a globe.
I'm scared, Dad.
Do you trust me, son?
Yes.
Come on, son. Rule number 1, never trust anybody.
The whole system is designed to disconnect you from your intuition. Why? Disconnected people are easy to manipulate. Everything from sunscreen to politics to the food industry. It's all designed to disconnect and manipulate you. We are in the middle of a war right now, but it's not a traditional war. It's a war on consciousness. It's a war on freedom. This is the time to listen, not to the news. No, your intuition, your gut, your heart. Love is the greatest weapon against darkness. How do you love more? You begin by loving yourself. How do you love yourself? You listen to the messages your body is telling you.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind, coming to you 251 miles above your imagination in the international fake station up here with my good friend and co-pilot, Something Wong. He keeps the bongs packed and makes sure that we are traveling across this beautiful stationary plane on a level keel. So we've got Break the Veil is behind us tonight. We're just going to kind of go over all the shit show stuff that's going on. I want to know from people out there in the world, what do you think is going to occur? Tomorrow is going to be the big day. This is what they've been gearing up for here all this time. And all this subterfuge. We've got the Diddy shit going out. All of the Diddy party participants seem to be all in favor of Kamala too. I don't know if that helps her or hurts her. I would definitely not think that it would help her, because people are not looking at these A-list celebrities in the same light as they did, say, 6 months ago. And then when this really started breaking open and we're seeing that it's connected to high-level people in power positions in our governmental structure. What do you think about that, Sebastian? What do you think about that?
Man, I was looking at some of the videos and stuff today. One of them that really shocked me and it kind of broke my heart, dude. Eminem is really behind Kamala and stuff. I was like, there's a lot of people that I've noticed there's a good bit of celebrities that's trying to wash their hands in it, but a lot of them I feel is just getting too involved. You got Taylor Swift, all her group of people, and then they just put on Tony Hinchcliffe on Trump's what was it,
Yeah, yeah.
Madison Gardens. Yeah, that's a whole other thing. I was like, man, I
Yeah.
love Tony Hinchcliffe. I'm not gonna lie, I watch Kill Tony all the time.
Oh,
I
I got
knew
this
when
one.
I
It was
seen him
funny.
there.
I got a clip of him. It's funny as hell. He's talking to this guy. He's a Jewish guy, and the guy's up there, and he says, oh, he says, how does it make you feel to have your own special word? You know, it's like,
Oh yeah, he has a lot
you
of
know,
good
just a
moments.
word created just for you. You know,
Yeah,
I was like,
it's
wow. He goes,
I don't
why
know,
do you
man.
think that is? And the guy says, well, because everybody hates us. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, no, man, it's getting fucking wild, dude. I've heard that they've got National Guard or Coastal Guard, all that stuff.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
got them
yeah.
lined up, ready to roll for any civil thing. And I'm not gonna lie, like
They've
I
already
really,
mobilized. They've already
yeah,
mobilized
yeah,
in Oregon and
exactly.
Washington State. Yeah.
I really liked Elon Musk for a long time, but recently with hearing the AI and all this other stuff, I've really been like, he's getting too involved. I was like, man, but
Well, they kind of
seeing,
reeled him back in a little bit, man. They took him over there and showed him Auschwitz, him and Ben Shapiro and shit. He went over there with Ben Shapiro and gave him, you know, the big sob story and shit. And you know, I don't know. I don't know. I don't trust him. Look, when the people need a hero, we shall provide it. And
yeah,
this is what it seems to be. I mean, I run across a picture today of a young Demi Moore, or was it Demi Moore? I think so. And Mark Zuckerberg before they were even famous, either one of them. Let me see. I'll see if I can find it. I'll bring it up here after a bit. But yeah, that's. I mean, it's almost like. And I saw a picture one time. It was a young Angela Merkel. Who was that bitch in England? Another princess or something, and they were all like little girls. Like they all knew each other. They've all grown up together. That's what I've said. They're like a different breed than us. And they I think they breed or manufacture these people for these purposes and shit. You know, I really do. I don't think it's just people who go, hey, you know, I'm Mr. Smith and I'm going to go to Washington. No, I don't think that's the case at all. I think these fucking people are bred to be what they are in their little station in the shit show.
they even have that here, man, and that's what bothers me. Like with me, I'm right smack dab in the middle. I'll, pick out through all the bullshit and see which one I like. But we all know they're just puppets. They got a big hand shoved up their ass. They can't do anything that they want. It's what they're told. But man, you got so many different communities. You'll see gated communities that's just full blue, and they will pester and make you evict you any way they can if you don't support the same beliefs they do. It's such
Yeah,
a weird tactic and so much pressure on blue, and then you have the reds are always disagreeing with the blue, even if what they say
yeah,
doesn't
and
make
vice
sense.
versa.
It's
It's a
it's
created dialectic that's designed to keep us squabbling at this level. The plan's already been set.
yeah,
And whether you want to cheer on Hulk Hogan or you want to chew on Macho Man, the script has been already written. Okay. The
exactly.
rest of it's just a show going on with it. They seem to have like very little self-awareness too. I just run across this thing and I reposted it on Facebook. Kamala's wife, Doug Emhoff, he made this blunder statement. I mean, this has not landed well for them, given what everybody has ever said about Kamala. And this is your old man saying this shit. This is funny, and you can infer from it what you wish.
So, just 15 weeks ago, folks, it's only been 15 weeks. So when the country needed a leader, Kamala was the one who stepped up. Kamala did what Kamala always does. She just put her head down and she went to work.
What? Oh my God. So let me give a shout out to the people in here. I got post anything too. She's just saying, what now? Sovereign Unchained Mind, could you put up a poll for the election, please? Yes, I will do that. It's going to be a 3-option poll, maybe a 4-option poll. Give me just a minute. I'll give a shout out to everybody. We got 82 people watching. That should be go for a pretty good poll. We'll probably get a few more as the time goes. Let's see. We got Realize. Matthew Senkow. Welcome, everybody. Jehovah's lovely daughter, Barbara. Good to see you, my dear. I got something cute I think you're going to love, too. This little boy singing. Oh, my God. He just was putting his heart out into it. You're going to love it. Maria Walker, good to see you. Another one of my supporters. Angela Baby Carson, make people, stupid people famous again. Make people stupid and famous. I almost said. Why not? Just make them stupid and famous. It seems to go hand in hand. Brad and Tasha, either both or one or the other is here. So this is cool too. I love those guys. We got, let's see, Maria Walker. Who did I mess up in here? Tony Coriolis, Don Coriolis. How are you, my godfather? How are you tonight? Unindoctrinated is with us. Shannon Emerson. Let's see, who did I miss? See, I started losing. Valley Parks. There's Valley Parks and Saddlebomb. Another one of my big supporters. Good. Gwag, good to see you, my man. Let's see who else. DJ Curious. That sounds like almost a rap name. I like that. Careful, man. I hear they poach buttholes in that field. I was just saying, be careful. Let's see. I think I got everybody. Eldon Bean, if I missed you, I'm sorry. We're going to just kind of get on with the show. We got a lot of people, 91 people watching tonight. That's a fantastic audience. Nice. So yeah, let's see. We'll make a poll here in just a minute. I'm going to bring this up. I need to go over to here. Let me show you that little kid. I got to show you this little kid real quick, Chase, before we get on with this. This is great because, you know, with all the bullshit that's going on, sometimes you just got to look at something or get into something that's not about any of it whatsoever. And I thought that this was one of the cutest things. I'm just going to. Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. Fire, boy, make a big noise playing in the tree. Gonna be a big man someday. You got mud on your face. Big disgrace. Get your get all over your place. Singing way, rock you.
Good job, man. Holy shit, dude. He was killing it.
He was killing it, man. He was really into that shit. It even started out. He was the boom, boom, tsh, boom, boom. Tsh. He was getting down with it, bro. I thought that was great.
Get the metronome going. Hell yeah, dude.
Some of the shit that I run across here. Well, here's now, you know, they all say some things, but this little compilation, and while this is playing, I'll put up the poll. See, I'm strategizing. That's what I got going on here. Roger, what have you put up on my screen there? There's a link. I don't have the other thing open. So hang on. Roger. It's this show. It's the link to this show. Okay.
You just got rickrolled, dude.
All right. So anyway, some of the shit Trump has said, it's a little bit worrisome to me. And you know what they all say is fucking worrisome to me. I mean, God. But because it's like wait, that ain't what you said 2 days ago. Now you're like saying something different, you know, and nobody pays attention. They just cheer and go yay and wear their little merch and all their shit. But
have to do it anymore. 4 more years, you know what? It'll be fixed. It'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. I love you, Christians. I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian. I love you. Get out. You got to get out and vote. In 4 years, you don't have to vote again. We'll have it fixed so good you're not going to have to vote.
I try and lead a life where I don't have to ask God for forgiveness. And I would never have to detail, but the idea of repentance, is that something that's important to you?
Why do I have to, repent? Why do I have to ask for forgiveness? We were having fun when I said, I drink the wine, I eat the crack.
Silly woman, said the reptile with a grin. You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in.
No better friend than President Trump's administration. I want to know why the president's actions were being linked to biblical prophecy.
Here we have, after 70 years of the establishment of the state of the world, the strongest king of the world recognizing Jerusalem. I mean, it's not
The strongest king in the world being who?
The strongest leader of the world. Today, his name is Donald Trump.
So do you believe that the American embassy opening here almost exactly at the same time as the 70th anniversary of Israel's independence was prophesied? Do you believe that?
It seems like that. Here we see a process, step by step, exactly as analyzed, prophesied by the prophets of the book.
President Trump is starting a prophetic process by moving the American embassy to Jerusalem. Just like King Cyrus 2,500 years ago said, he charged me to build a house in Jerusalem. Here again, President Trump is building a house in Jerusalem.
So I can bring you in, hold you in.
And he said before, if Harris wins, Israel will cease to exist. I was like, no, I don't have a problem with that. But, I don't understand why it's so important to have so much control over our Congress. He actually said that he'd like to have Israel control our Congress. He's down for that shit.
It's all for the liquid gold, man. They said it himself. It's crazy. I don't know, man.
I just got this in. Leanne sent to me. It says that schools are sending home notices of a lockdown tomorrow with armed police. Now, I don't know what school this is. It's a vocational school. Good morning, good afternoon, Viking community. It says there will be a planned lockdown drill scheduled for Tuesday, November 5th at 10 a.m. This drill is intended to prepare students and staff in the event of an emergency. Please do not be alarmed, as police will be present during the drill. Police will assist as valued community partners. Thank you for your cooperation in making Northern Collegiate Institute and Vocational School a safe and engaging learning environment.
Yeah, school's closed tomorrow, so they're probably doing all those drills that they do. I've heard of them doing a lot of places whenever no one's there.
Yeah,
they'll get all their task force to do it.
Yeah, it's this is some crazy shit, and the people they push. I remember though our school was closed because it was a polling place. Our school was closed on election day because it was a polling place. That's usually where they had the voting at in when I was growing up anyways, was at the schools.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was getting at with the whole Elon Musk thing earlier, is like, as much of a tech guy he is, he's even said, man, unless it is a paper ballot with verification, man, don't expect it to be a fair, straight election. And they said as long as there's an internet cord plugged up to it, man, it's gonna be like this every time. And
yeah, but see, that's just it. As long as there's an internet. All right, now check this out. I've kind of heard through the rumor mill, and there seems to be substantiating documents that they're going to be running a drill of a cyber attack on the 5th as well tomorrow.
What?
Now, on September 11th, 2001, they were running a drill, and the scenario was that civilian airliners had been hijacked and being used as missiles to attack the United States. And then the drill went live. Boston bombing, there was a bomb drill at the marathon. Sandy Hook, there was a mass shooter drill going off at a school nearby. I mean, dude, there's no end to it. Every time they run one of these drill, Event 201 was a drill basically with the health organizations as if a corona pandemic took place. And then that was in October of 2019. And then what happened? What happened? Right.
COVID. Yeah.
So when I see about, we're going to run a drill, I'm like, okay. Keep your eyes open on that. Definitely keep your eyes open on that. And they got this thing where they just said, it's like Elon, he wants to put things in your brain. Bill Gates, he wants to put things in your fucking brain. They're obsessed with controlling your brain. They really are. I got this thing right here where he was, Bill Gates was given a briefing. He was briefing the CIA on a mind control jab that they use on religious extremists in the Middle East. And I've seen this before where it goes in and it suppresses what they call the God gene. And these people, and you remember we heard people say right after they got the experiment done on it, I heard a lot of people say, I've lost my connection to God. I can't feel God.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, no, I don't even, once I heard he was putting stuff in people's heads and all that, I just kind of distanced myself from all that because, man, I could never imagine I don't even get like vaccines and stuff like that because I don't want them putting stuff in my body. I couldn't imagine a whole chip. I don't know. That's straight from a movie, dude. I don't know. That's straight from a movie.
That ain't no good.
No.
Now, listen, there is good news for all you fellas out there, okay? All you single fellas out there, because a Trump economy is going to mean that you're going to make more money. And if you happen to make $200,000 or more a year, you can land this beauty right here. Check this out.
I just want you guys to know there's no way that I'm going to date a man that makes under $200K a year. That don't even make no sense. I'm not trying to struggle. I can struggle by myself. Okay? Why would I want to struggle with a man? So if you're not making $200K, you can't date me. You trying to date me? I only date millionaires, baby. Like, you better get it right. Too many times you had it wrong. Don't be in my inbox. Working where? Where you work? That's the only question I got. Where you work? Then I can decide. I just want you guys to know.
Oh my God, I was already trying to hold it together. That at the end got me. Oh, that's crazy. That's hey, that's how you do it.
Linda.
Goals.
Linda. She got a cockeyed too, boy. She got that cockeyed. You don't know which one's looking at you. You know?
Yeah. That's motivation right there. Go ahead.
Greg
Get the hustle going.
Greg said she'll date a man for $20. I bet. She probably will.
That's insane.
Yeah, you got to have a job if you want to be with me. Oh my God. Yeah, I better not show it. So this is a real thing. Okay. I'm just, we're going to look at some more of the crazy, but this is a real thing. The Moscow Knights. This is the name of them, Moscow Knights Tongue Singing Orchestra. And this is from their 1982 performance. And I had to watch this. And so I'm going to make all of you watch it now too. Why? Okay, so that's the Moscow Singing Tongues Choir, the tongue singing choir. And here's what I wonder is why is all the Russian music always sound like so fucking depressing? You ever notice that? No, 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 you know, and it's like, even that right there was like all kinds of minor keys and shit like that. You know, you'd figure, let's have something uplifting. Let's have something happy.
Well, one, I know I'm not the only one that noticed that old guy in the middle that was just like, like, why am I here? Two, they're always drunk, dude. That's why I would be sad too if I was always just pouring for some starchy water. That's crazy,
No,
but hey,
you
man,
gotta now. Come on now, we got to figure that was probably pretty titillating for some of the ladies out there. Huh?
yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Say, you know, they were judging. They were
Put that
judging.
on the
They were
OnlyFans.
watching. They were watching form and technique. You can tell. You know,
The Irish do it better though. Go and watch some pub people getting together. Yeah, they do it better.
Oh yeah. So can you imagine this? This is pretty cool too. Can you imagine this, man? You come home from work, you look out into the back of your house. There's a bear chilling out in your fucking hot tub, man. What's up? Look at this guy, man. He's like checking his feet. Oh, hey.
So deep. See, oh, he has a collar. He's tamed.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, my God.
He's got something pierced to his ear, too. Dude, that's badass. I want a bear.
Yeah, I didn't see the collar before. I saw it on my phone. Yeah, he's got a tag in his ear, too.
I don't like that, though.
They're probably going to eat him.
Yeah, right. Like,
there's probably a law about having a bear like that fucking Peanut, the squirrel, that everybody is all upset about. The government came in and killed Fred the raccoon and Peanut the squirrel because it was illegal to have a fucking squirrel in New York. And they had these things for like 7 years. They were trained. The squirrel had an Instagram account with like a mad amount of followers. And the person that narked him out and, you know, tried to get him in trouble in the first place, it led to all that, was somebody who was jealous because the fucking squirrel was getting more hits on their account than she was.
What?
Yeah.
Hold on. You can't have a squirrel in New York?
No.
They focus on the dumbest shit sometimes.
Yeah. They sent 5 cops. They sent 5 cops to the dude's house, man. Raided his fucking house, took the raccoon and the squirrel, and then euthanized them and shit.
Nah.
Think about that. Oh, I got to see. I only saw this on my phone, so I don't know if this is appropriate or not. I don't know. Yeah, I guess we could. This ain't bad. All right. So, have you ever left your keys? You know, and so these people are trying to get in the house because they locked the keys in the house, right? So. It's so bad for this girl. Her booby straight up fell right out of her dress, man. And she can't do shit about it because her legs are hung up in the window. So she ended up, she fell through the window and shit. And they just laughed. Her friend couldn't do nothing but doubled over laughing. Her friend just doubled over laughing. I'm just like, oh my God.
Nah, that's why I don't like those windows, dude. Fuck that. I couldn't imagine my BS trying to get over that. Oh my God.
So who can tell me who these 2 people are? of young Katy Perry.
All right, so it is
That's what I
Katy
meant.
Perry.
Katy
Okay.
Perry with an even younger Mark Zuckerberg before either were famous. These two didn't just bump into each other in a back alley and take a selfie. This is not a coincidence. These people are selected and groomed at a young age to help facilitate current globalist agenda. And I think it's not just selected. I think that they're bred for these purposes. I really do. Maybe even grown, not really bred in the traditional way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I've been seeing a lot of different things of coincidences of doppelgangers and people becoming actors right after certain ones pass. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's a whole thing. Like they keep it real in the family with that shit.
So this was pretty cool. It says, you'll like this. I'm just going to put it up.
Oh, Jesus.
So I wonder what they were doing in the airplane, the bathroom.
Helping get the dentures in.
They was finally joining that Mile High Club, knocking that shit off their bucket list. You know what I'm saying? Of course, then again, who knows? They might be freaks that do that shit all the time, man. And been doing it for years. They got frequent flyer miles. Frequent miles. Wow.
I couldn't imagine being on a plane. Nope. Let alone do that.
Oh yeah, and these catastrophic events too, man.
Yeah, nah.
I mean, look, I'm tying all this together. Okay, it flooded in Valencia, Spain. Paris flooded out. There's snow in the fucking Sahara Desert.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, bro. It snowed in the Sahara Desert. This is crazy. Check this out. I mean, are we undergoing another reset? Is it a series of these kind of things?
العمل 446 2 نوفمبر 2024. ما شاء الله تبارك الله.
Hail dropping.
اليوم السبت 30/4 لعام 1446 2 نوفمبر 2024.
Dude, that's insane.
I mean, what are we to make of all of these things like that? I mean, and not just there. I mean, we've had it here. Roswell, New Mexico flooded here just the other day, really bad, like they've never seen. Areas all around, and not just, the people, not to mention the people of North Carolina and Tennessee and every place in Florida from the hurricanes. But I mean, places like this, it's happening. We have Valencia, Spain. We had Paris, the Sahara Desert. I guess this has turned into flooding now.
Yeah.
There's rivers. There was a river, I guess, cropped up going through the Sahara Desert too. Now,
Well, and what you said about the reset thing, that's what I've been wondering a lot about too, because they've always said like in different videos and different articles, like of different pages from books that I've read from back different dates. But they were talking about how, it's been several resets potentially, and it's whenever the majority of people start to become aware. And I'm seeing more so now in the past 4 to 6 years, more people getting into the waking up and the looking into things. And so it's starting to mess with they're starting to get a little scared. So they're gonna go ahead and do it again. And like they've always said, is it's for some reason every time there's a major reset, it always goes back to some sort of old times. And that's where the whole conspiracy theory of why we see technology like pyramids, different things that are buried now. That's why we're seeing all that. Yeah, hearsay, but that's what they're getting at, and that's where it's like it makes sense out of a lot of things that I'm seeing around us. I think we're finding too much stuff from past life for it to not be even at least be questioned.
yeah. Oh man, I've been questioning this shit for a long time, looking into stuff from Graham Hancock. I mean, I'm talking like 15 years ago or more. Looking into shit from Graham Hancock and Michael Tellinger and shit like that, and what they were calling at the time forbidden archaeology, because as soon as you started looking into that stuff, like where did this giant human footprint come from? Why have I found this, 6-foot human femur, that kind of thing. You're sort of shunned out of the academic scientific community. Well, I'm not even going to call it scientific, because it's basically you're looking to try to put together a story, and that shit doesn't fit into the story that they want to tell. And it tells a new story. It also points to old writings that were considered as fiction to be spot on true, so they can't have that. They can't have that. Too much to unravel. Just go memorize this shit that we told you. Tell it back to me on a piece of paper. I'll say
you're smart.
And then I'll give you a little piece of paper that proves that I said you were smart.
Yeah.
You see? Now, I want to warn everybody, this next little short clip, it's only real short, but I want to warn y'all, this is graphically violent. I hesitate to show it even here on YouTube, but this is what happens when white dudes for Harris get into an altercation. Sorry if that disturbed anybody.
Oh, it took you so serious too. I was waiting for it. I was like, oh, he's on the ground. Get back.
You're a bad man. Stop.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes. That is pretty bad. Now, sometimes it's important to know how to talk to a feminist. And, we try to bridge gaps and shit, right? So it's real simple. It goes like this.
This is how to talk to a feminist. Let's begin.
So the history of feminism
Be quiet.
is actually...
Shut up. Shut up.
Oh, okay.
This is how...
There you go. See how easy that was?
There you
go. Oh my God, I'm bad. Yeah, where's this one at? Okay, in the Northern Czech Republic. Here's oh my God, yeah. Northern Czech Republic too. Almost forgot about that. Look at this. At least 7 people have died
At least 7 people have died in catastrophic flooding across Central and Eastern Europe. Heavy flooding has hit towns in the northern Czech Republic, with rivers overflowing and torrents of water running down streets. Thousands of people have been evacuated from their homes in Poland and Romania. A state of emergency has been declared in Slovakia's capital, Bratislava, while the province surrounding Austria's capital, Vienna, has been declared a national disaster zone.
Shit.
Paris,
Dude, it's just back
Valencia,
to
Italy,
back.
Czech Republic, Austria, Eastern Europe. Switzerland's having a problem because of they got these little mountain towns are eroding away because of the flooding and shit that's going on, the rain. So we might actually just be undergoing a reset. Now I'm going to show you something kind of here. Now you've heard my theories about what I think will happen, right? I mean, literally, what do you think is going to happen tomorrow? Give me a scenario leading up to the inauguration.
Oh, so I'm not gonna lie, I stay out of it at all because unpopular opinion. Everyone says that.
Well, I
Oh,
mean,
you don't vote.
you're watching, right? You're seeing what's going on.
So they're gonna pick tomorrow who gets it, right?
We know that they've boarded up around all in DC. They put up all these fences and shit around the White House, the Capitol building, the Treasury building, all this fucking shit. These new fences with these razor wire looking spikes, but instead of being razor wire, they're just big blades on the tops of the fences, all made out of metal. And they were in there bolting them into the ground, into concrete or whatever else they do, and getting that shit all in place. Got Portland and got the National Guard being activated. I know in Washington State and in Oregon. Ross the Bear sent me some pictures of shit going on out there where they're boarding shit up. So he's front.
Yeah, I was talking to one of the dudes who's supposed to act as Coast Guard if it's ever called to it, and he's supposed to be on the ready too. Either way, looking at a couple things that I've been told, they've already been shown that different ballot stations have caught on fire. They've already ABC, you can look it up. It's not me just pulling it out of my ass. ABC has accidentally already leaked that Kamala's won in a state or two. Like, they've already leaked it before the information has already been out. And either way, with as much as this invalid voting stuff has been thrown around, whoever wins, there's going to be an uproar either way. I look for them to, they've already hit us with the lockdown, curfew, all that. They tested that already with us. They're gonna do something. I mean, I don't think anything drastic is gonna happen, to be honest, in certain areas. I think, if you're around that DC area, things like that, you might hear a little bit more than normal, but at the end of the day, it's just going to be a bunch of people crying on social media. It's going to be a bunch of news throwing around different, conspiracies and things already as soon as the votes and stuff are pulled in. I don't see it turning into all out anarchy and a revolution right off the bat, but I feel like it's going to be the start of something. Definitely. I do not believe in now they say that whoever gets elected is going to be the last president. I don't believe that at all.
Well, I don't know. Trump said that. I mean, pretty much in that thing I showed earlier, it's going to be so great. We won't even have to vote again.
Well, if you looked at some of those, you could tell that they were like lip sync. Like, you can tell that somebody generated some of it, especially in the middle.
Oh, that speech, actually, I watched it. I saw.
Now, maybe, yeah. Now, I didn't particularly.
Yeah, I saw him give that. Listen, I save all that shit if I possibly can, because.
Yeah. Oh, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, definitely. That's the thing.
I don't save it on my drive. I don't save it on. I don't save it online either. I save it physically onto an external hard drive.
Yep, exactly. I mean, that's the best thing to do. But that's the sad thing. An EMP wave, that it has a decent, it can survive.
Well, a flood. But kill me, it don't matter. If I get killed, then who cares? I don't care about none of this, right?
Either way, I will not be picking. I'm washing my hands in it and just waiting to see whatever happens. I don't really care how anyone has felt about it because at the end of the day, in my opinion, everyone always says, if you don't vote, you can't bitch. In my opinion, if you do vote, you can't say anything because you're playing the game. You're
Yeah.
putting you're willingly putting
You're consenting to it.
exactly.
Right.
I just can't get behind it. So that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, I'm not going to judge you by who you pick. I'm going to judge you by how you carry yourself. So if you don't pick anybody, I don't care. If you do, I don't care. At the end of the day, just know your role in it.
So if anybody out there has like a scenario that they would like to share, what they think might happen, what the situation, what the game plan is, feel free to hit that link. I put it in the chat. It's pinned at the top of the chat as well. If you don't see it, go from top chat to live chat because a lot of times the poll will cover up the pin chat, but I just put it in the thing down there. Anyways, it just scrolled on up through everything. So here, the thing is, I've had like Trump people tell me that if you don't vote, that's a vote for Harris. And I got Harris people tell me that if I don't vote, it's a vote for Trump. Have I found a loophole where I'm voting twice now? How did that work? I guess I gave my vote to both of them. Which is ludicrous because I didn't vote for either. There was no non-evil choice. Okay. I don't want any evil. So even choosing the lesser of two evils, it's still choosing evil. And I don't want that. I don't want any evil at all. So I can't, with a good conscience, vote for any evil. Now, that's just me. And people like to say, oh, you think you're better than me because of that. No, I don't at all. I don't think I'm better than anybody at all. That's me. You do what you want, whatever you believe, right? If you actually think that going and picking the lesser of two tyrants is the way to go, just keep in mind you still end up with a tyrant. Okay.
Dude, it's just a suggestion. All you're typing or writing or whatever you're sending off, it's just a suggestion. They already know. They already got their agenda laid out. I've already seen the pattern. We have president, then a VP is now the president, and now this VP is now acting as president and running for president. Come on. I think I know how it's going to turn out, but I think I see everybody saying Trump's winning. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
This is kind of interesting when I run across here. This guy, this is an interesting scenario, kind of in depth. Now I've said before, they haven't fixed the machines. They've already done all the cheating and shit, and they figure nobody's going to do shit no how, right? So if I were the devil, it looks like Trump's going to win this thing, but I just go ahead and cheat anyways and go, fuck you. What are you going to do about it? Right.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at, dude. It's just, I think they were right. There was another country fucking with the, the voting thing, but I don't think it was for who they said it was. Let's be honest.
Yeah. No, it wasn't Russia. No. That's already been proven to be false.
Oh, no, yeah, no.
So listen to what this guy says about it. It's pretty, I don't know. Listen and see what happens.
Good morning, all my AFF family members and all my MAGA brothers and sisters. Something I want to talk about, something I want to tell you guys. I believe on Wednesday morning when we wake up, the world will be a vastly different place. I believe Donald Trump is going to win this election by a landslide. I believe he's going to win at least 45 states. Excuse me. It's going to be a massacre. I also believe Kamala Harris is going to refuse to leave office. You see, they've allowed these whiny little bitches to take pot shots at Donald Trump so they can have some scumbag that they can blame it on and not be connected to. Camel Toe is not going to leave office because the people who own her are not going to allow it. So sometime in this lame duck period, you're going to see her be sworn in as president. That is going to happen after she loses this election. And then what's going to happen is they're going to call in a professional. They're tired of playing games. They know after they lose the election, they have no other choice. They're going to call in a professional. Donald Trump will be assassinated. And because of that, she will then declare martial law and then have the election be null and void so that she can stay in power. That is what's going to happen. Donald Trump will not keep himself safe after he wins this election. He will be out there doing what he does. And he will be out there and he will be talking to the people, and the people who own Kamala will bring in a professional and they will take him out. They will finally do it because they have no choice. And then she declares martial law. There is no election. She stays in power. I hope somebody can convince Donald Trump, once he wins this election, to stay home and stay safe. Because during that lame duck period, there will be a professional out there looking for him to take him out. And if they get a chance, they will do it. They will succeed because it will be a pro. So please, Mr. President, once you win this election, fucking landslide, keep yourself safe. Stay home. Handpick your own security detail. Make sure that you make it to be sworn in as president. This world will not survive if you do not. The world will never recover from you not becoming our next president. So please, please, Mr. President, please keep yourself safe. I'm begging you, please.
See, I don't know. You're muted. Yeah.
Thoughts?
Man, like I said, I've done this roller coaster my whole life, man. I think they're just hyping it up, getting everyone hyped up. There's something else going on that they don't want us to fucking be worried about. So they're just hyping this up. And like you said, you got all these people with these theories that it's going to be vastly different just overnight. It just can't. The whole world cannot be vastly different.
Well, they've already tried to shuck and jive and pull the bullshit. There's different, I think Pennsylvania and Arizona have said it's going to take at least a couple of weeks to count the votes or some shit like that. Why? Okay. This is the shit you get, and it's probably just, this is to piss everybody off, like I say, I'm sitting back here watching what's going on. Now, that's an interesting scenario because Joe, he's just, come on. That Halloween party, dude, that was so on purpose. That shit was so on purpose. You cannot tell me that those people are just tone deaf and just happen to have all that PDF file symbology shit going on at that little get together, man. They knew that was going to come out. They knew that was going to cause people to start talking about the eyes and talking about the chicken and all that. That little boy that he was chewing on was dressed up like a chicken. What? Chicken hawk? What? I'm serious, man. And a dude shows up wearing nothing but black shirt, black pants, and a pizza box, for Christ's sake. Really? You couldn't make it any more obvious, right? You're going to get the Liz Crokens of the world just freaking out all over the place on it. And they did, right? Just like they knew they would.
Oh, yeah.
And especially with all the Diddy allegations and shit that have come out and everything. I guess now a 10-year-old is filing suit against him, or somebody who was 10 when it happened. Really, so this is not by accident. Definitely not by accident. Now, I think that it's absolutely possible that between now and January, what is it, 6th? Is that the inauguration day?
Yeah.
Or is that when? No, that's when they certify the votes. The 20th is the inauguration.
Is it?
Yeah. The 6th is when they're certifying the votes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. So that, yeah, the vote certification is, and they never finished that. They never finished that because these people were pounding on the doors and everything, and everybody freaked out. And AOC almost got raped because she was like 2 miles away from where everything was happening. I mean, all that bullshit, oh, it's the worst thing since Pearl Harbor. Jesus Christ. I was laughing my ass off. I goes, that's not an insurrection. Okay. Have you ever seen paintings of the French Revolution? And that's a fucking insurrection. Okay. Did you ever see when the Khmer Rouge overthrew the Cambodian government shortly after the Vietnam War? That was an insurrection. And it was all very, very bloody. What I saw was a self-guided tour that wasn't even fully self-guided, because we see cops opening doors for these fucking people and shit, unlocking them and opening them up, and these people are just walking through, taking a tour. Hey, look here. Let's let them into Nancy Pelosi's office so they can take a photo op sitting at her desk. Really? Just random, right? Just random. That's just random shit. Come on, people. It's all a show. Every last fucking bit of it's a show. So how's the show gonna go? That's what I'm looking at. How's the show gonna go? Now, what's your take? She take the reins.
What do you think's gonna happen?
Well, I mean, it's fully possible that Joe could resign.
Okay.
Kamala gets sworn in as president. There's enough time for that between now and January, let's face it. And then during that interim, for whatever reason, even declare martial law. That would be a good scenario for it to happen, but even a series of natural disasters would be another reason to do that. Suspend the results of the election, what have you. That's a possibility as well. We got to know that this thing has been full of flip-flop turns and shit. You got to expect the unexpected. You know what I'm saying? You really have to expect the unexpected.
I had that theory as well, like 2 months ago, but I wouldn't think that she would stoop down to that. But you did the things that these people will do just to have the power, man.
She comes from CIA. She comes from CIA. Her dad, her uncle, closely involved with Central Intelligence operations and shit. Same like with Barack Obama. Okay, Lolo Soetoro was doing business with Daddy Bush when he was with the CIA.
That's what I was saying. The president, and there's a vice president. Now this
Barack
one's a
Obama's
president.
Stepdaddy. In fact, what Judge Joe Brown was saying, that when old Poppy Bush gives a candy to Michelle and she laugh and shit, okay, and they giggle together, that's because that's the same kind of candy he would give to little Barack when he'd come over and sit on his knee. It's like a little inside joke to them. The public's not aware of any of that fucking shit whatsoever. They know. Right. And the press is going, oh, look, Michelle Obama and the president and former president seem to have a really kind of a tight bond and shit. No, I wonder why. Dude, behind the scenes, they doing freaky shit together, all kinds of gay shit together. These people are all into that
all
shit.
Just plants, man. They're just plants. That's it. They're there to look pretty, keep the thing rolling. That's it.
Yeah, man, this is oh, that's what Dr. John Trump. What was this thing here? Oh yeah, I got to go back up. Whoops. You guys want to see a good case of instant karma? So apparently these people were driving along in this car on the freeway, clipped them, and then just kept going. And then as the woman starts filming and pulled out her camera and started filming, and check this out. This is going to blow your mind. There she is, or he flips him off, like, fuck you.
Oh, running red light. Oh my God. Holy shit. What?
Oh my God, dude. Holy hit and run, and then runs the red light.
Oh my God.
Oh, 911. Yeah, so I just had a hit and run, and then she ran
a red light and got creamed.
Well, yeah, and like you just said before, it hit and run. Like, holy shit, she was having a bad day. She wasn't before, she
dude,
is now.
but that was like instant karma because he clipped in people's car, right?
Mhm.
And then to add insult to injury, not only do you not stop and you keep going and shit, you flip the people off when you go by. And then just seconds later, boom. Now, is that where you want to be when Jesus comes, right?
Dude, that's insane. No.
I mean, wow. So her last act, I would imagine she probably did not make it through that.
That was a hell of a flip,
And if
dude.
she did, I bet she'll reevaluate her life.
She probably wishes she
Absolutely.
wasn't as she is. Good Lord.
That was rough, wasn't it? That was way rough.
I'm telling you, no road rage is worth it. I had my slip up the other day too, man. And it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it.
You're going to see a lot of numbers and shit along with hyperbole and things like that. And you see it all the time. But I'm just going to show you this little thing real quick. This is how you get manipulated. And they've done this with weather for the climate change. That's one example of this. And this is kind of cool. Watch this.
Just know that if the news channel you're watching has been showing the weather images in red lately, instead of the normal green like the picture you are seeing now on your screen, then know that you're not watching an unbiased news program. You're watching a deceptive, government-owned propaganda news channel designed to program and manipulate you into thinking and feeling like they want you to about every topic they share. Friends, change news source because you're being programmed and brainwashed. You're welcome. Just know that if the
Okay, so what they're doing there with those colors, those are all relatively in the same realm as these up here from a few years ago. But to give the appearance as if it's the climate change and it's really hot, they're really trying to push that even subliminally. They color it red and yellow, colors of fire and heat. And that's just a form of manipulating you right there. And he's right. You can recognize it through those kinds of subtleties. That right there, you'd think the weather's not biased. The weather forecast isn't biased, but it is, even in its little visuals. I think that's pretty important. People got to understand how, man, there are so many different techniques they use to fuck with your mind and try to capture your brain. You know?
Oh, yeah. That's with everything, even
combat all day, every day, if you're not careful.
Yeah, corporations do it, all of them. A lot of different ones. When I was working in food businesses, they would you would, as a uniform, would wear red or green, something of that color, because it just makes your brain that color. It's a lot to process, so it makes you hungry, makes you want to keep eating, buy more. It's just little, like you said, little subtle things like that they do. Like I wanted to go and test this one thing. It's like they have all of the colorful, Mickey Mouse, all the stuff, all the colorful stuff on the bottom shelves. If you're going down food aisles, it'll be macaroni and cheese. And as adults, we're like, why are they always picking out all this stuff? It's because that's all that they can see. If you're on their level, you're seeing all this colorful, fruity stuff. And then when you're up on our height, it's insane. It's very little things. And if you didn't notice that before, go shopping. I'll tell you, you'll notice it real quick.
Well, one night Sammy rolled by here and he had his little girl with her. It was around Easter time. And she come in and she had this little stuffed bunny. And she goes, "Oh, look what I got." And I said, "Oh, that's really nice." I said, "Where'd you get that from?" She says, "Up at Food Line." I says, "You mean you went to Food Line to go to try and find a stuffed rabbit?" She goes, "No." And I says, "Well, how'd you end up with a stuffed rabbit from going to Food Line?" And she goes, "Because we went there to go get some eggs and stuff. And then I saw that on the shelf and I was like, 'Daddy, can I have that?' And I says, 'Yeah, see, That wasn't your idea, right? And she goes,
Mhm.
no, I guess not. I mean, she started thinking about it. I said, what happened was, even without somebody there, they sold you that rabbit. You didn't go to the store for that thing. That's not what you went to the grocery store for, but you ended up with it, didn't you?
Yep.
I said, how'd they do that? They played you.
Well, yeah, and then even in the stores, your checkout aisles, what's all there? Drinks,
Well,
little candies for your kids, man. You know,
yep.
lighters, chargers, anything.
While you're
There's
standing there waiting in
magazines.
line, which seems like an eternity to these little kids, they have time to peruse and lust after all these delicious products that are in front of them. Reese's cups,
Pokemon
Mallow
cards.
cups, and fucking candy
Yeah.
bars, and
Oh,
gum,
yeah.
and chewy shitties, and whatever else, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Listen, where shelf placement is so important. I remember one time, I helped set up a brand new grocery store. It was an IGA, an independent grocer, right? And these vendors from these companies, they come in, and let me tell you something, man. They are serious about where their particular shelf space is at, what level it's on, how far down the aisle it is, what proximity within another product it is. Listen, I've seen them damn near break into fighting over prime shelf space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they take it very serious. They don't want it. They don't want, because I used to stock some too when I was working at another hardware store. They don't want dead space. They don't want things too close. They don't want too much clutter at the top because it's less appealing. And like I said, they put all the little knickknacks in the beginning, in the front. That way you're seeing it as soon as you come in. That's why, you take your family in there, you're going in a hardware store for nails, screws, something like that.
Yeah.
You take your family, oh, well, here's a little garden flag. Oh, here's a little gnome. Here's, some, like you said, toys, little rubber
Dude,
toys.
I'm guilty. I'm a victim every time I go to Tractor Supply, man. Every time I go to Tractor Supply, they got those bins and they got like really cool tools and shit like that in there, stuff you've never found. And let me tell you, I found some cool shit. I found this wrench that's designed to pull nails. It's got this rocker on it, and it's like a pair of pliers. And you just grab a hold of the head and you just rock that thing a little bit, and it just starts real easy, pulls the nail right up out of the fucking wood, man.
Oh, okay, yeah. Dude,
it's like I can sit there, go like this. I can just go zoop, 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 like that. All right now on a 2x4 full of nails, I can just zoop, 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 pull them right out. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But those little things anyway. My point being, all this shit is up there, And of course, me with my dogs, I spoil my dogs, and I see something up there and I'm like, oh, they'd like that thing, boy, I'll tell you, and so consequently we have this big box full of dog toys in the front room.
Yeah.
It's really funny because they'll go over and get something out of it. And in Peanut, she's funny as hell because she's looking for something in particular. She'll keep digging around in there until she finds the exact one thing that she's looking for. And then once she does, her tail starts going. She's happy as shit. Go over and start playing with it. I ain't never seen nothing like her before. She's crazy. I found this clip. Have you ever heard of Gavin McKinney? He's a founder of Proud Boys.
No.
And he's pretty well known for not mincing words, but I thought this was pretty funny, man. Check this out.
And Gavin McKinney is founder of the Proud Boys, a far-right organization, designated terrorist group in Canada and New Zealand. So let's get started. We'll talk about Trump and we'll talk about Kamala Harris. So let's start with Trump. Gavin, we'll start with you. So Trump is currently in several court cases of being accused of rape, election interference, and different things.
Rape? Wow.
Isn't he not? And what do you think of all of this, and why are you supporting him?
I just realized I dislike Destiny quite a bit because he represents this sort of cuck culture. But I realized I hate British people even more. You're all retarded. You're the victims of your BBC government-funded propaganda. Rape? He was charged with rape. One thing you have to understand is our justice system is fucking garbage. Our judges are retarded. So when you hear someone has been accused or someone's going to court or someone was sentenced or someone's in jail, it doesn't mean they're guilty. It means they're victims of lawfare. And Trump has been a victim of lawfare since he started running in 2016. In 2015, he was a victim of lawfare.
Damn.
I hate you people even fucking worse. You're all retarded from your brainwashing by the BBC.
And Gavin McKinney is founder of.
I thought that was.
That's great.
Yeah, man.
I forgot. Colonel Sanders. That's all I thought as soon as I seen him. I was like, oh man, here we go.
He's something else. He don't mince any words. I don't agree with everything he says, of course, but I respect when somebody can just go ahead and say what the fuck they mean and mean what they say.
I would say he's very confident.
Yeah. And it's like, and you got to be, if you're comfortable in your position and you've got the facts to back it up, you should be confident in your position. You absolutely should be, but be careful about beliefs. Be careful about beliefs. Never concrete yourself to a belief because, well, we know that beliefs can often be dissuaded. Beliefs can often be proven not, so you got to weigh it out. I like making a little list, or on one side you got, okay, this is shit I know for a fact. Okay. This over here is shit that I believe. And you'll find that the one side, what you believe, is a hell of a lot bigger than what you actually know. That's the gist.
I don't know, man. I've always been different with that. Like, I guess I've never cared enough to be worrying about all this stuff going on because I've never believed in this stuff. I'm sorry, there are some crimes that I believe, there are some people should be punished, but who are you, another man or female, and who are you as another person to tell me that I can't do something and then put me in a box for it? There's some things that it's understandable something should be done, but I don't know. I just don't. I stay here in my home, worry about it, take care of the family because, dude, all that stuff out there, man, it's got everybody all mad, tired, or upset, dude. It ain't nothing good anymore.
Well, we went and got some, picked up some gas cans today. I'm going to go fill them up tomorrow morning. And we bought some water, got some big jugs of spring water. And, just in case, it's stuff we'll use anyway, but, you never can tell because, like, I heard where they're going to be running some kind of a drill on a cyber attack tomorrow. If that were something that goes live and then, electronic conveyances are nullified due to no power or no internet access or whatever the case may be, that's going to rule out a lot of people that are dependent upon cards, gas pumps that you have to pay for with credit or a debit card, or you pay at the pump, that kind of shit. Not to mention, logistics and things like that all depend on the internet and they depend on these communications. So, hey, it could. I'm not saying it will. I'm just saying it never hurts to be prepared. And everybody's got the feeling, everybody feels it, that something's coming. Something's going to happen. I mean, I feel it. It's like I've been waiting for the other shoe to drop. A lot of people out there feel it. It's like there's anticipation in the air, thick as a knife. I've been keeping track of the different fortifications and shit that are going up around the DC area, kind of paying attention to what's going on with guard units, military flights, things like that, just kind of keeping my eyes open to see, at least at this point, while I can. Because if the scenario I said that I just laid out there takes place, you got to realize there ain't going to be no Twitter, there ain't going to be no Facebook, there ain't going to be no news, there ain't going to be no TV. There's not going to be shit. You will be in the dark. 100% in the dark.
I'm cool with that. I'm not gonna lie. Just leave me alone. Yeah.
Yeah, but they won't. You know that, right?
Of course not.
They're
Of
not
course
going to
not.
leave you alone.
I've already done. I mean, the same thing you said. I told my lady the other day. I'm not into this whole thing. I said, but pretty much like you said, it can't hurt to be prepared. And I got some stuff ready in some duffel bags just in case. Do I think I'm going to use it? No. But like you said, it's stuff we'll use eventually. So if we don't, it's just us buying stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's stuff you're going to use anyway.
Exactly.
Right? So if anything, you might save yourself from having to go grocery shopping or whatever else for a period of time, or at least not have to get as much for that period of time if it kicks off that nothing comes about.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's a reason that they're putting up all this additional. Now, not all the stuff they put up through this last couple of years, that's still up. Now they're adding to it more. So what is it they're actually really expecting or anticipating? I mean, never before, not even and listen, this country was on edge when Lincoln was elected. We still didn't have that kind of shit. So,
well, and they also got the stuff with North Korea evidently joining Russia. And then Russia was putting a bunch of different bunkers and camps and different stuff all around the world, from what I heard. So that on top of the election, it's got a lot of people, like you said, they're tense, dude. They don't know what to think. They're just waiting for something to happen. And I think that's also kind of in the game, dude. Get people all tensed up, because then, when you're amped up quick, a lot of times you don't make the best decisions.
Yeah. It's altogether possible, too, that these quote unquote migrants, which seem to be all mostly comprised of men of fighting age, and what if they're just part of a bunch of sleeper cells ready to become active at a certain time, certain date? Everybody just like a flash mob. Remember those?
Okay, yeah, no, yeah. Like I said, we could sit here and think about it, but we're all gonna wake up, go and do our thing. If there is a cyber attack, we'll be out of internet for a day, maybe 2, 3. That as much of an impact it's gonna take on the whole country, unless they follow it up with something instantly. What is it?
A day, huh?
Dude, like you said, everything relies on technology. As much as all of us love it,
think
there's
about
a lot
this.
of
If
people
an EMP, if we got hit with an EMP,
now that's different.
Okay.
If it's an EMP, see, we're talking about a cyber attack. If it's a cyber attack, it's a little different. Now, an EMP, you're done. It's going to be months at least till anything is brought up to at least somewhat stable condition. But a cyber attack, that just means they're gonna send they say it's gonna be just a test.
See if I can
A
find
cyber that would be them attacking different servers, or as they call them, satellites. Different things like that. So it would be out for at most 3 days. I'd give it, because, like you said, it relies too much. The economy would plunder. Because of all the assets of people putting outside of the country already, all these big name corporations and businesses, they would just all dip out.
What would you do if you saw this? This is a prank, of course, but this is funny as shit. Watch these people's reaction. I mean, what the fuck? Look at that goofy shit. I took the sound off because it's just that dubbed laughter in there.
Mhm.
I can imagine if I was walking down the street,
I would lose it.
so I know I would lose my shit too. Look at this guy.
That's a full body workout right there.
They're like, what the fuck? I just thought that was funny. I like to bring y'all a little bit, keep a little light from time to time, keep it a little bit light. Where was I at here? Oh, did you know? This is crazy. This is from like back in the day when they were getting ready to pass drunk driving laws. Okay. And there were a lot of people that were not happy about it.
I love those videos. He said, I work all fucking day and I can't even have a cold one on the way home.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Still, any attempt to restrict drinking and driving here is viewed by some as downright undemocratic.
It's kind of getting common is when a fella can't put in a hard day's work, put in 11, 12 hours a day, and then get in your truck and at least drink 1 or 2 beers.
They're making it laws where you can't drink when you want to. You have to wear a seatbelt when you're driving. And pretty soon we're going to be communist country.
Still, any attempt to restrict drinking and
First thing we're gonna be a communist country. Won't let me drink liquor and drive. What's wrong with you? I just put in a goddamn Jack Daniels holder, you sons of bitches. Good God. How you doing, Snowman?
What's happening?
You muted, cuz. There you go.
Pretty good. I got some new earbuds. I don't know how they work out, but
All right, how they doing? You hear everything good?
oh, I hear good. I just don't know if the microphone's coming from the phone or my earbuds. That's all.
I don't either.
So it's said and done tomorrow. Like tomorrow by midnight, we'll know who the president is, right? In theory.
I don't know, man. Is there saying there in some states, Arizona, Pennsylvania, saying that it's going to take like weeks for him to count the votes?
Yeah. Did you see that one?
I don't know why, but didn't take them weeks in the 1800s. I know that.
They got all this computer power. They should be counting them the instant it happens. But did you see the terminals weren't accepting the Trump? There was like an early election or something, some pre-poll stuff. I don't know if it was actual early ballots or what. But they got their phone and they're watching the screen and they're pushing the button for Trump and it won't let them. It'll do the one above it and below it. I'm like, this can't be real.
Saw that. Yeah, I think I found a thing on that. I want to see if I can find it. These people are pushing the one thing for Trump and it's not letting them do it. Well, and then there's other ones when they push Trump and then it flipped down and goes to Harris. I said this 4 years ago. I said they won't fix the machines. They won't fix the machines. I said this already. I've been saying this throughout this entire time. I said they won't fix the machines. The machines have always been corrupt. Okay? Nobody's going to do shit about them. And people are just going to go right back to them and then get all, they're fucking cheating again. Well, yeah. What'd you expect? What is it that you were actually expecting? That, we're not going to do that again. Oh, bullshit.
Well, there's nothing they can do now at this point. It's been talked about so much. No one is going to truly believe 100% that it is a real fair election. And if they do, I don't know what to say about it. But at this point, like even if they do go to paper, there would still be a way. They'll always have a way. And that's where it's like, I don't know, man. Like he was that kind of was talking earlier about the ABC leaking it early. Like it seems like he was saying there's different things counting out already leaking that too. I don't know. That's why I was questioning earlier. Are we going to find out tomorrow? Because I don't believe we are. It'll be in about a week or so.
Oh, well, guess who just got baptized the other day? Like within the last 2 or 3 days. P. Diddy's good friend, Russell Brand.
Wow.
Yeah. Absolution, hey? Know what you looking for there, Russ?
Man, there's been so much shit going on about that too.
Well, yeah, let me just
Like,
show
did
you
we
something real
forget
quick.
about Epstein?
Amnesia. They all got amnesia.
Let's see, where was I at? Boom, 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 boom. So yeah, this is the thing about those freak off parties, right? Is that there
I know
was
NDAs are.
they had NDAs, man. So it was like when he'd say, okay, well, the real party's about to begin, there'd be people that left. They knew what was coming. And anybody that did stay, they were under non-disclosure agreements. They'd have to a lot of times give up their cell phones, all kinds of shit like that, because there was going to be some funky monkey butt love going on in that place, man. You know?
The donkey show.
Yeah, right.
Okay, we got to talk about this freak off NDA. And I know NDAs are pretty exhaustive in covering for leaked information, company secrets, intelligence property, things like this. But this thing is crazy. It wasn't just for freak offs. It was pretty much for any occasion. This was a standard NDA that he would disseminate out to any of these new affiliates. Anyway, all of this.
Anybody that's not familiar with an NDA is a non-disclosure agreement. A lot of times it means like, if you're here, you can't talk about anything that happens or you can get sued. So regardless of whatever horrific shit those people come out with and say about what happened there, they can still be sued because they signed a non-disclosure agreement.
This legal jargon at the bottom is basically saying any media taken of Diddy, his friends, his family, any of his associates, known as Artists Party, which would be photos, video, recordings, documents, et cetera, automatically becomes his property, and it is not allowed to be disseminated. At the bottom, it also mentions something about whoever acknowledges and signs this NDA not being able to take interviews, give interviews, do any broadcasts, give any remarks, create any articles, or write any books in regards to P. Diddy or his affiliates or his Artist Party. And if they do, if the acknowledger of this NDA does, then it automatically becomes Diddy's property. And then there's some like copyright language in there. Let's continue. There is some interesting language basically saying that you can't confirm your relationship or affiliation with Diddy, especially when it comes to like any transaction, sale of goods. I just think that part's really interesting. It specifically lists social media websites and apps where you can't disseminate this information, especially like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, so on and so forth. The term of this contract is crazy, okay? So it basically describes that the term of this contract is basically for all of Diddy's life. You can't breach this contract, plus an additional 20 years after he dies, or 70 years, whatever is longer. I think I want to talk about this a little bit longer. Join me. Okay.
Yeah. She comes out with quite a lot of stuff, man. But yeah, I thought that was wild. We were just talking about that and I ran across it. And I thought this was kind of cool. Stu Peters, do you ever listen to him?
No.
Oh, man. He says the United States government is a criminal organization that behaves like an abusive spouse. They tell you they love you while they're beating the shit out of you. He's spot on with that. This is pretty good. Let me bring this up.
Pretty much, man.
Criminal organization. And it's a criminal organization that behaves much like an abusive spouse. They tell their victims that they love them. They tell you, we're doing what's best for you and for your family. But the victims are just too fucking stupid to understand and just get out of their own way. Nothing has changed since this very same government that we have today locked you in your home and forced you to wear a face muzzle to stay 6 feet away from your own kids and your dying grandparents, and proceeded to inject millions of people with mRNA lipid nanoparticles that are a patented weapon of biowarfare. This is a government that gets high off of abusing its citizens. They get off on it. They jerk off to this shit.
Oh, he's lying.
Showing the country and showing the world that they believe themselves to be the arbiters of truth, of right and wrong, of life and death. They punch us right in the eye. They kick us right in the dick over and over again. And then they convince millions of people that really you just fell down the stairs. It's your own fault.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is he wrong?
No.
The United States
I don't
government.
believe so. Not a bit. I mean,
yeah, man, it's getting to be that time. I'm probably gonna have to slide off of here. I appreciate you having me on, but yeah,
Right
pretty
on.
much like you said, don't listen to it, man. For real. If you didn't vote, don't. Just keep going about your day and be prepared for whatever happens. But appreciate you having me on. You have a good rest of your show, man.
you too, man. Thanks for coming on tonight,
Yes, sir. Yes,
Hey,
sir.
and give us an update. Any updates on your channel? Any videos out
Man,
yet?
yeah, I was gonna explain that stuff too, man. Dude, I just got done. My season finally ended at my other job. I just got done working 2 jobs. I've been exhausted. This is my first 2 days of only working 1 job. So after tomorrow, I'm gonna be off, and I already told her that I'm letting the kids go somewhere else so I can sit here and just work on it, because I got 3 videos I'm ready to finish up. And then I'm just going to put them out a couple different days throughout the week. That way it's not all at once messing up a different algorithm. That way it doesn't all flood it. But yeah, no, man, it's been the past 2 weeks has been rough and hectic, but it's finally calming down. Thank God.
Right on.
But yeah, no, hopefully within the next week I'll have at least 2 that's the plan. I thought that was me.
No, it was me. It was me.
But yeah, man, if you're interested in like seeing all the bullshit that's being portrayed, man, just stay tuned, because I'd like to get your input on some of it too, man. I'd like to, because there's a lot of things I've been saving, I'm putting together. I would like to get you on for one of them.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. Well, yeah, I appreciate it, man. Yo, all have a good night, and we'll talk at you soon.
All right, brother. Thanks for coming on tonight.
Yes, sir. Later.
Well, it looks like it's just me and you, Snowman.
Well, that's all right.
Once again, I've put the link up. It's pinned in the top of the chat. I'll put it down here in the chat too. So if somebody else got a different idea what they think might happen tomorrow or after tomorrow, what the game plan of these grand thespians are performing, it could go a number of different ways. I'm just wondering what's the end. We know the end plan. It's just how are they going to serve it? That's what I think. A lot of people. I can't see Trump not winning the votes just based on what I've seen, the attitudes of people that I've run into in reality, as well as what I'm seeing going on online. It seems like every time it's almost like it's set up to make her look as bad as possible and make him look so much better, so that the sheep will steer towards that direction, like on purpose, to get.
They got the half sheep too. There's some called the half sheep. Like, there's these guys out there, and they're half woke. Like they see some of the corruption and stuff like this, and they think Trump is the savior, right? Like there's people out there, whether they're flat earthers or NASA debunkers. We all. In the end, it's an opinion, really. But what I think it is he's got these gray, half woke people. Trump does, And who's Kamala got? She doesn't have the colored vote. She doesn't even have the female vote. She doesn't have the fucking church vote, excuse me. And like, you know, like when you're lobbying for certain things, you know, you want the church vote. If everybody, for example, if the pastor at every church goes, yeah, you know, we're going Trump, or they start like, it's uncommon that they would say stuff like that openly, but you know what I mean? Like, or for instance, if you're in a union like GM, say it's a great big QP union or whatever, and your union guys are saying, look, you got to go Trump, right? This is kind of like how the lobbyist movement works, or police officers, right? Say, oh, well, this guy, you know, Trump's for us or whatever. So this guy's going to look after our interests, you know, so the you know what I mean? There's these large groups of people, and you just keep putting people in boxes on top of boxes on top of boxes. But I think you're right. I think the numbers speak for themselves. Like,
you gotta think about this too. You've got a great number of non-thinking people. And what I mean by non-thinking people, you see them all the time. They base their opinion on what someone they admire or they like or they think they relate to has said. So if there's a favorite actor or a favorite news commentator or a favorite whatever have you, some person of notoriety or of perceived authority, and they
any kind
say
of false
a
idol.
certain thing, the people that are quote unquote sycophants of that person will automatically adopt that opinion. If their own opinion differs from them, then it doesn't meld. They don't like the guy as much, so they're often going to just go ahead and agree with them. They're just going to go ahead and they don't think about it, because often I've seen so many of these people are asked, you know, well, we need Kamala in there. And he says, well, you know, people ask, can you name one accomplishment of Kamala Harris? What has she done? You know, what does she actually stand for? And they stand there dumbfounded because they don't know. All they've been told was this guy bad, this person good. Or even on the right, you've got the same thing there. And you got to admit, Donald Trump's easy to kind of like. He says what everybody's thinking. He hits back at the press, or at least appears to be. He says things, you know, he comes up with these.
He's capable of speaking like Obama was. He's capable of like going off script and
right, exactly. And there again, that act of acting like they're one of us, like I'm just like you, but they're not. They're not. I think they grow these people. I really do. I think they breed.
I'm always holding back sometimes because my imagination is pretty big. And like I was going to say, the one thing that popped into my mind is these guys are just cartoon characters to me. I mean, I've known Trump for a long time. This Kamala person, I've known about her for maybe 5, 6, 7 years. I don't know. Around COVID, I guess I heard her name a bunch of times. You know, but they're just cartoon characters to me, man. Like I'm so far gone that I don't even believe anything I don't see with my eyes basically anymore, you know. Like I'd trust you if you told me, you know, you're seeing your neighbor's dog shit in your lawn or something. I'd say, yeah, okay, I believe this guy. What's he got a reason to bullshit me, right? But
you got
I can't
to run
prove
things. You got to run things through the logic filter and shit, you know. You know, sometimes it comes to a point where you go, oh, okay, all right, that's a little bit hard to believe, you know, when you start running into some stuff. But, you know, a lot of times there's no use in that, because then you got to keep doing it, you know?
Yeah.
And
well,
that's
I keep thinking about the fabric of reality all the time. And I know it's not good to get hung up on such things because, you know, we're all here, how do you say it, having an experience or whatever. But yeah, that's probably the biggest question that's always on my mind is, you know, like what's the fabric of this place, and you know, can we ever get any closer to figuring it out? Because there's more than one way to skin a cat, you know.
I was always the kid watch The Magician, and I'm sitting here going, okay, how do you do that trick? Okay, I want to know how the trick is done. Okay, so I start looking into, because I know it's a trick. I know that the shit didn't really disappear. Something else happened. I want to know how the trick was done. And I do that with like everything. And then once I figured out how the trick is done, I tell everybody. Because, and then what happens when they pull their trick again? It doesn't work because everybody knows what's going on. That's what I'm always into. You know, it's like, okay, what kind of a game are they running on us? It's obvious that it's a game. How high up does it go? Fuck, to the highest levels. And I mean, even into the esoteric, even into the esoteric world, it goes to the highest levels.
I like waking people up, man. You know, I like letting them know how it's done, you know, and you know, when you talk about these gurus and all this woo-woo shit that, you know, I'm not talking about me having special powers or anything, but we all do. But it's hard to get there. And, you know, everybody's on their own journey. They'll find their path, man.
So what's
You're not
going
supposed
on
to
up
share.
there?
If you know the magic, you're not supposed to share it.
What's going on up there in fucking Canuckland, man? It says Societal Harris Faulkner for the True North, Brampton, Ohio. This is Ontario.
Pretty quiet. I'm in Huntsville, Ontario, so I'm in the North End.
Harrison Faulkner for True North in Brampton, Ontario. We're outside of the Hindu temple where yesterday violent clashes between Khalistanis and Hindu supporters was taking place. We're now seeing an unbelievable situation. The protesters have now entered the street. They've tried to form a blockade, and they've been chanting at Peel police that they have to stand down. This is an unbelievable scene, as you can see here.
Fuck with Peel, man. Those guys are the baddest.
They've confronted the police and have started chanting, Peel police, do your job, apparently. That's what we're seeing now. And they've blocked traffic in front of the Hindu temple. Harrison Faulkner for True.
So what were they doing? Like, did you hear anything about this?
No, you got time
between Hindus and what else?
The Palestinians and the Hindus are going at it.
Clashes between hang on, let me go. Khalistanis and Hindus. What's a Khalistani?
Oh, I have no idea.
Wow.
From you have to
have little wars right there in your backyard.
Today? Is that from today?
They're having little wars in your backyard, bro.
Yeah, well, that's nothing, man. Wait till the natives get pissed off. Again.
Jesus.
When the natives get restless, that's when I'll start to worry. So I feel it. It's like a thick fucking something's about to happen. The air is so thick, man.
I was watching on Penguin 6 channel this afternoon. That they put up these fences and shit they're putting up around are pretty serious, man. I mean, they're not little flimsy temporary things, man. These look pretty permanent. And they've got like these blades on the top that go like this on the tops of the fences. I mean, I wouldn't want to try to, you know, grab a hold of the top of the fence or anything like that for any reason. It doesn't look like it looks like it's designed to fuck somebody up that tries to get over it. That's what it looks like to me. But we'll just take the weakest. See, what you do is like the Vietnamese did. You take the weakest guy and you put him down over the barbs, and then everybody else walks over him. See?
Well, I already was saying get a blanket, or you need some, like, you know, snipping shears, but with like cutters on them, the way you snip a tree. You got the snippers.
Oh, them Vietnamese would take a dude and put him right on the fucking concertina wire to mash it down, and then the rest of the guys run over top of that dude to cut it in. Ruthless shit, man.
Yeah, but he was off duty after that. He got to limp his ass back to the camp if he didn't bleed out.
God.
Crawl back in a tunnel and get out of there. He was off duty after that.
He died for the cause.
I was going to say use a blanket, but yeah, whatever the case, whatever's closer.
Oh, I don't know. Have you ever been around concertina wire?
I could jump barbed wire. I don't even care.
No, not barbed wire. Concertina wire. Razor wire.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. No, I've never even seen it.
That shit. I remember having to string that shit up.
Well, the ones that I have seen though on TV or whatever, on YouTube and shit, it's like literally look like a piece of a razor blade welded on. Like, you know what I mean? It's even got like a shoulder to it and everything. It's like, wow. Made in China, right? Huh.
I've had to string that shit up around a field site before. and then put it back away. You have to use these big ass thick leather gloves with metal studs on the insides of the hands. And those things don't last a whole long time. They end up getting tore up. That shit will get a hold of you, buddy, and you're done. Gets your uniform. Fuck it. You're gonna have to get a new set of pants or whatever. It's all over. That shit is nothing, no joke. That ain't nothing to play with.
Doesn't sound like it's very deer friendly.
No, it's not. People get tangled up in that, and you imagine putting rows and rows and rows of that, man.
Well, I think it is. Like, you know, it would have you pinned down. You got stuck rolled up in that. You wouldn't want to move anymore. Every time, right? That's really brutal shit.
It is terrible.
I don't know. Like, yeah, the weapons that, you know, can be used. There's good thing there is a Geneva Convention, you know, like, but I don't know. I don't know if it's right to talk about
it's Geneva Conventions now. The Mandela effect got that.
That's what I mean about the fabric of reality. Like it's, I know. Yeah.
Wow. What in the fuck is this? Hold on a second.
But yeah, we got it bad. The immigrants are fighting each other. I don't care.
Wow, what did this guy hit? Hold on a second. I gotta check this out. Oh shit. Wow. Yeah, y'all gotta be careful out on the freeway. Check this shit out. This is crazy. Watch this.
You guys don't slow down. At least some Canadians slow down. I've never seen Americans slow down. Ever.
God bless America. Why is that doing like that?
The wheel of death.
Oh my God, I hate this damn thing.
That's fine. It's a pretty picture anyways. Slow motion. He's gonna pit that guy. See, that truck was being rude too, though.
Let me do something. Oh, fuck you. I want this tweet there. Then, if I can make it big.
Oh,
did you see that shit?
He might be all right. He might be a little
skinnier,
but he might be all right.
All right, that truck comes over in front of him, and then he like runs it. Oh my God! And then he hit the shit house. I hope nobody was in it. No, his ass end got pushed right into that other truck on the right.
Yeah, he tried to make a pass on the right, and that truck didn't give up any room or take his foot off the gas. And it looks like that rig on the right.
God, look at the window.
I saw the airbag deploy too in a second.
That's brand new.
That truck is going to be about fucking 4 feet wide instead of 8 feet wide. Because look how close he is to that trailer.
That pickup truck is brand new.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying now. It's got a fucking sticker in it.
Holy shit, that's a brand new. Oh, and I bet you that sticker's what kept him from seeing that truck.
Partially.
I'll bet you. Because that was in his blind spot to begin with. And then, I'll bet you. Well, anyway, that's a lesson he learned. Wow.
Yeah, look way further up the road. That rig on the right was stopped, man. And he just got away with it.
That ain't no good at all.
I don't think the other guy, though, should have fucking rubbed him like that. That other rig should have been a professional and fucking moved over. I would have kept that guy alive. Much as I like to slap the one that tried to fucking pass and missed. Oh, geez.
Oh, yeah. Let me see here. That's why I'm lost. Hang on.
You get little push bars on the corners of your truck and shit like that.
Smoking that grass, that's what gets you, man. Here's that thing about that God gene. Okay. This is Bill Gates. Okay. He was brief. We talked about this earlier. And they're trying to put the jab in their food.
Too late, I bet.
So it said, this thing says Bill Gates this is him giving a briefing. Bill Gates briefing the CIA on mind control jabs that they use on religious extremists in the Middle East.
What? Fuck.
Yeah, I'll play it. Hang on.
Yeah, don't be scared of YouTube, man. They love you.
Excuse me. On the left over here, we have individuals who are religious fundamentalists, religious fanatics, and this is the
Oh, how young
expression,
is it?
RT-PCR, real-time PCR expression of the VMAT2 gene. Over here, we have individuals. So let me complete. So over here, we have individuals who are not particularly fundamentalist, not particularly religious, and you can see there's a much reduced expression of this particular gene, the VMAT2 gene. Another evidence that supports our hypothesis for the development of this approach. What you see
here is by spreading this virus, we're going to eliminate individuals from donning on a bomb vest and going into a market and blowing up the market.
So our hypothesis is that these are fanatical people, that they have overexpression of the VMAT2 gene, and that by vaccinating them against this, we'll eliminate this behavior. So we have some very, very remarkable data in this next slide.
If it was too low of a volume to hear what that one guy said, he said, so we could give this to people that would have a propensity of going into a market and blowing themselves up. And then you heard Bill Gates' response. So, wow.
Here we have two brain scans. These are fMRIs. These are two different individuals with different levels of expression of VMAT2. On top is an individual who's a religious fanatic, an individual, and we've repeated this numerous times, that has high levels of VMAT2. Now, this individual down here who had low levels of the VMAT2 gene, this individual would self-describe as not particularly religious. In each case, these individuals were read a religious text. This individual lit up the right middle frontal gyrus, shown here, and that's a part of the brain that's associated with theory of mind. It's a part of the brain that has to do with intents and beliefs and desires. In marked contrast, here's an individual who would not particularly self-describe as religious, and when they're read a religious text, what you see is that this part of the brain called the anterior insula lights up. This is a part of the brain that's associated with disgust or displeasure on hearing something.
So you're suggesting I take a CT scan with me when I'm evaluating people to determine whether I put a bullet in their head?
So the data that I'm presenting here supports the concept that we're proposing, and I think that we would not propose to do CT scans or fMRIs on individuals out in the hinterlands of Afghanistan. The virus would immunize against this VMAT2 gene, and that would have the effect that you see here, which is it's essentially to turn a fanatic into a normal person. And we think that will have major effects in the Middle East.
How would you suggest that this is going to be dispersed? Aerosol?
Well, so the present plan and the tests that we've done so far have used respiratory viruses such as flu or rhinoviruses, and we believe that that's a satisfactory way to get the exposure of the largest part of the population. Most of us, of course, have been exposed to both of those viruses, and we're quite confident that this will be a very successful approach.
This is fascinating. What's the name of this proposal?
Yeah, so the name of this project is FunVax, which is the vaccine for religious fundamentalism.
And you have a proposal already?
The proposal has just been submitted, and I think that the data that I have shown you today would support the development of this project, and we think it has great promise. Excuse me.
But it's a great thing. Like, there's so much I could say about that. I got short-term memory, but I remember all that for a few minutes. muted. But yeah, like he even said basically that if you listen carefully to what he said that by using the virus, the flu and stuff like this for transmutation purposes, they put it in the virus so that it got a bigger swath of the population. Like, so whether that means using the virus in an injection form or, yeah, there was a lot of things on that. You know, I looked at it too like it was a business proposal. Like he was just trying to.
You
he was
gotta,
just trying to.
well, yeah, he was. They're proposing to get this, and I just did a search on this. They're saying that this is a hoax, that this never really happened. Of course, that's what I would expect them to say if it were true.
Think about the audience, right? It's 2005. A lot of that makes sense to me. I just look at him more as a mad scientist. Like, you know, like he's just looking for a grant to go like do business on people that no one cared about, and speaking to the audience 5 years after September 11th.
I want to point to something that was one of the things a lot of people reported after going and getting that. Heard people say, I can't feel God. People that felt they lost their connection to God.
I believe I got it forcibly in the back of a blue caravan still to this day. So I'm not even joking. And it's because I was mouthing off about it and I got picked up, and I feel like anyways, if I could give any advice, the only thing I found, and I've been off it for a long time, and I feel like fucking, I don't feel right, and it's chlorophyll. I love my chlorophyll. I was on that for a while, and I got a huge energy boost. And it's like anything else, you stop using it and you just slow down. It's like, oh wow. But yeah, using with liquid chlorophyll with charcoal in it, a little bit of charcoal, and I was using it like, you know, daily regimen of it. And as long as I got lots of sunlight, it fucking, I felt like Superman. Yeah, it was pretty good. Like my legs would get tired going up to ride the bike up to the store, and then I found after a few days of using the stuff, I wasn't even getting tired going up to the store. You know, like my speed was increasing. I was like, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, literally. It's hard to find now, chlorophyll.
How did that happen? How did I end up over on that?
But the other thing about the whole connection with God thing is, like, I experienced that, and so it's slowly coming back. Like, I still don't feel as powerful, quote unquote, as I did. And I'm not talking about like Christianity. I'm talking about the universe listening to me and like feeling a part of it. Like, I don't know how to explain.
So they forcibly took you and did that to you?
Yeah, I was pretty drunk, and they like literally they knocked me. Wow, it's an unbelievable story. But at the same time, I fucking got thrown out of the van, and I was missing one of my jackets. I had all my wallet, my cell phone, everything still on me, and I was passed out out front of this expensive restaurant about close to
God,
my
why
house.
why were you so drunk?
Oh, I wasn't blackout drunk, dude. They had me in the van. That's the last thing I remember, dude. They had me in the van, and then I went to sleep. Like, we were arguing a bit.
But that's what I'm trying to get at, is why were you that drunk, that you were that incapacitated?
Well, either way, so I wouldn't have been able to put up a fight even if I was sober. I mean, I could have probably done some damage to a couple of them, but
oh, it was the police.
I think so, yeah. Plain clothes.
Well, why were they arresting you? Why were they grabbing you?
Because I was yelling about COVID and drunk, and I was just walking and drinking.
Well, that's what we're getting down to. Okay, so you was
I
out
left the
drunk
park.
acting like a fool, and the police arrested you.
No, sir. They were unmarked. It was a jump out boys in a fucking
Don't matter
plainclothes
what it
fucking
was.
thing.
The point of the matter was you was drunk acting like a fool out in public, and you got picked up by somebody. Now, I don't know who it was
By
or whatever.
somebody, and I was walking just fine,
It
and I was
was
almost
most
home.
likely police.
It was the fucking police, and they gave me that injection, and I took in a reaction, and I seized up.
So wait a
And I
minute. The
fucking woke up.
police gave you an injection.
Yeah, for sure. And it's not the first time it's happened
I
to me.
mean, you don't hold on a second. So the police in Canada can just take you and they give you an injection.
Who's going to believe me anyway?
Well, I mean, what's the purpose of it? Are they doing this to other people too, or just you?
Like I said, I was a huge proponent of it. Like you were saying about exposing the tricks. Well, even the yuppie fucking normies up here are not playing. They're not going to play for no tricks anymore after seeing me mouth off and stuff. Like, I'm respected. There's a lot of people that don't like me, but anybody that's spoken to me for more than 10 minutes knows I'm not a fool. But yeah, no, it's special treatment's love. For sure, buddy.
Wow.
See, there are
That's
consequences to mouthing off, though, right? Like, you know, and people say, well,
I don't get
there's
any
no...
consequences for mouthing off.
Yeah.
I've been mouthing off my whole fucking life. The only consequences, you know.
God bless you. God bless you for that.
I mean, I ain't never had nobody, you know, jack me up and take me and try to inject me with shit. And I say way more than what I think you'd even be capable of getting into, man. I touch on some shit that they don't like me touching on. So I don't know, man. Here's the thing. This is kind of cute. Watch this.
Usually, the mentally retarded are divided into classifications: the educable, the trainable, and the custodial. Obviously, we can only assess the abilities or potential of the mentally retarded on an individual basis. Seemingly random motions and movements are fairly common among the custodial retarded, and they may take many forms. Sometimes there are motions which seem to have no meaning whatever and may even cause unintentional self-inflicted injuries. The vast majority of the mentally retarded are intelligent enough that they can be taught a great many things. However, there's a wide range of ability even among those considered educable, and their ability to learn obviously varies according to their level of intelligence. Equally important is a stimulating environment. However, we must remember to set realistic standards that are not too high for the individual. Many of the trainable retarded can learn to take certain kinds of household responsibilities, some of which may be more complex than they are usually given credit for. It would be wrong to expect a mentally retarded person to become a master craftsman. The standards are too high. But even in the skilled trades, for example, the mentally retarded can be trained to become valuable assistants. Who are the mentally retarded? They are people. They come in both sexes and in all sizes, shapes, creeds, and colors. Wherever people live, there also live the mentally retarded.
Yeah, a little public service announcement. It's kind of nice. Let you know that, you know.
Like that.
This was pretty cool too. Check this out. I would get killed. This is great.
Dishwasher and cook dinner and put the washing on, and you know what? I can't continue to live like this.
Hey, relax. It's gonna be all right.
How?
Here, I'll just show you. Okay, I've been doing this since we moved in. See this basket thing? I don't know how it happens, if it's the house or what, but any dirty clothes you put in this basket, somehow the next day they're just clean, folded, and in a perfect pile in your bed.
You're not serious.
I couldn't believe it at first either, but it just keeps happening. That's why I didn't tell you. I didn't want to jinx it.
You are insane.
Try it, you'll see. Unless it's only chosen me. See, I don't know.
I can't do this.
No, wait. There's other things too. Plates, cutlery, pizza boxes, dirty tissues, anything you leave on this coffee table just vanishes overnight. I mean, sometimes I'll see how far I can push this thing and I'll just leave shit everywhere. And then sure enough, the next day, it's all gone. Just vanished. It's magic. No, she wouldn't have left me. This is what I think happened. I heard her get up in the middle of the night to get a drink or something. She must have fallen onto the magic coffee table and just vanished.
Are you insane?
No, he's not insane.
I've got the same coffee table.
He's not insane. I've got the same coffee table.
Dishwasher and cook dinner and put the
Cute.
So can I share something? I seem like I'm always on road. That's my thing, man. Like you guys got your platform and stuff, and I really appreciate coming on and stuff. But you know, out on the street and stuff, if you could change like one person's mind or make them laugh or anything like that, if you know, and like even changing someone's mood is you know a victory in a way. But
sure,
I've had a lot of people come up to me though and ask me, you know, what do you think about this whole thing? And I'm like, and so this is a question that's come up a couple times. They're like, what are you thinking? And I'm like, about what? Right? Like
right.
They come up to me like they're like, well, what's wrong with you? Like without saying it, like they want to be polite. I'm like, I'm okay. I'm like, are you okay? I'm like, what kind of stuff do you think about? Right? Like, I mean, and then they'll get started and I don't know. Usually they're just standing there with their jaw open, or you know what I mean. They go away like all fucked up. Yeah, it's like I don't know.
I'm able.
But if I don't, but
I'm able to kind of gauge people out, you know, and see what they're ready for.
Yeah, the whole I wanted to say in the end was that I seen these people. They just walked by. I didn't say a word to them, but when I looked at them, they were the most empty two people I've ever seen. And I don't know how to explain that. It was the Joe Biden stare, man, just like from that video a bit where he's just like
I got
just
thousand, yeah, like a far away look.
Yeah, and they
That
had
far
some of the
away
most
look.
expensive shoes I've ever seen. Right, so they're in the system. They're the most expensive shoes I've ever seen, and they look lost. Like they look like look like they didn't belong, or they didn't know what to do, or like how to hold their hands or something. Like it, anyways, just weird stuff. But
Maybe
I'll
they
shut
were
up.
entities.
I believe
were
in that.
trying to masquerade as human.
Fart spray helium surprise.
Be hard to walk. Yeah.
This kid, you get such an ass whooping.
A few moments later.
Let me see that.
Put fart spray in a balloon, filled it up with helium, and then got that broad to inhale it.
Like that probably could have killed her. Now I don't know.
That shit's really nasty. That'll make you puke. That shit smells so bad. It'll make you.
That could have shut down her nervous system, man. Like I don't know, like what's in it, but
I don't know, man. You can buy this shit online, but be warned.
little kid probably saw it on TikTok or something. It was like a TikTok challenge. Here, try this. Like here's a magic trick, right, for your parents, right? Like kids watch some stuff. It's like a market for this.
Here, see, take the sucking on razor blade challenge, right?
That's exactly it, Sovereign. And what it is that's how they're acting now too. And like I don't know, man. They're worried about what we're gonna say, but meanwhile they're doing stuff like that and making it go viral and stuff to their feeds, not to mine and yours. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
So check this out. Now I gotta take a leak while this is playing too. So hang on. Huh?
So Epstein was the low-hanging fruit, just like Keith Raniere from Nexium was the low-hanging fruit, just like Diddy is the low-hanging fruit. Did all these guys do all the things they say? Yeah. But the heavy hitters that all those guys answer to are either unalived, too hooked up to be busted, or they've all been busted, and we're just watching the whole thing play out. But who those heavy hitters are isn't really that hard to find. And I'll show you right now, for entertainment purposes, of course, because I know absolutely nothing, and I'm just making this stuff up. So we all know these two, right? Epstein and Maxwell. Well, here's Keith Raniere and Claire Brofman of Nexium. Now, we all know Ghislaine's dad, Robert Maxwell, and the things that he did. And this is Claire's dad, Edgar Brofman. This is the guy that became CEO and eventually took control of Seagram's Gin. Now, what do these two have in common? Well, we all know about Epstein Island, right? Well, the Brofmans also have their own island in Fiji. So that's two different families basically doing the same thing in two different sides of the world, right? Well, what most people don't know is that Robert Maxwell and Edgar Brofman were friends and business partners. There they go, right there. Now, Robert Maxwell and Edgar Brofman had another friend you might know. His name, Les Wexner, the owner of Victoria's Secret, also known as the man that financed Epstein. See, Wexner and Edgar Brofman went to college together. So Robert Maxwell, Edgar Brofman, and Les Wexner are all good buddies. But there's one person missing out of that little group. And his name, it might sound familiar. Steven Spielberg. Now, Spielberg is wicked in his own way, but anybody that's been down that rabbit hole knows that he fits right in with this little group. Now, think of the industries these people have covered. Wexner has fashion covered. Robert Maxwell, education as well as news. Edgar Brofman, the same thing. He was a media mogul and then went off into alcohol. And Spielberg has had you staring at movie screens for decades. Now ask yourself, if these people wanted to hide what they were really doing behind closed doors in this little group, would it really be that hard to distract you and completely direct your thought process to go wherever they want it to? Nope. It's a scary thought, ain't it? No, don't get me wrong. These guys have people they answer to as well, but those people you'll never hear about till after it's over. Oh, and before I go, here's a picture of Edgar Brofman and old Billy. And here's another one of Edgar and this guy at the White House. Y'all stay safe.
All the world's a stage. You're on mute, buddy.
What was it? $62,000 for hot dogs to the White House? And by Obama. What? Hot dogs? Interesting. All good friends with these people who are all tied in with this shit. Man, look how high this actually goes. People are focused on these low-level characters. Now everybody thinks, oh no, he's a media. No. They're low guys on the totem pole, baby. And they'll go ahead and sacrifice those lower guys. Yeah, and like I've said, look into the Mark Dutroux case. Look into the Hempstead School. Look into the Presidio daycare scandal. All of this shit is tied together, man. Every last bit of it. And it's been permeating into our society for a long time.
So Epstein.
And, people somehow think Trump is going to be doing something about this. I don't know. Hell, maybe he will, but I can't help but think that if he's at that level, he's been involved at least. Had to have
Or look the other way. I mean, what's the difference?
Yeah, Michael Aquino, Hercules, you're right. Michael Aquino, that was some.
Well, I like to think, and I like to hope that it's actually a smaller group than we want to fucking accuse everyone of. Even if it is the 1%ers, right? But in a negative way, because that's been used in so many ways. There was the bikers were the 1%ers, and some people like to think truthers are the 1%ers. Stuff like it's just a term, right? It's a flat
There
phrase.
are a group, a
Faceless,
family,
faceless, yeah,
of evil, satanic entities that have been ruling over us for a long time.
I just thought of something too, how this could work too, like with the spirits and that. It could be a family thing where a family is really ritualized into a certain spirit, right? Pick one.
Oh,
I don't
most
want to play that
definitely,
game,
most
right?
definitely, most
So
definitely.
so hear
This,
me out though. So hear me out though. So automatically, even though it would be interacting with the whole bloodline and not just the father, right? But he might be the patriarch in the demon's eyes or something or whatever in the spirit's eyes, right? I don't know if because yeah, they must be hiding in the blood. And so like you did something about the blood, where's all the blood going, stuff like that, and or maybe it was a different show, someone else, but yeah, we're talking about where's all the blood go when it goes bad. It's like it's all got to be fresh, right?
yeah,
But
they got to dispose of it somewhere. But here's no, the thing is that yes, they keep their bloodlines. They stay within bloodlines. They intermarry. They inbreed. Okay, these people that like have been ruling Europe through the growth of Saxe-Coburg line, they're the most inbred thing you could ever run across. It's not even,
almost like it's almost like they're afraid to lose their superpowers or something.
Kaiser Wilhelm, Tsar Nicholas, and Prince Albert were all cousins. They were all cousins. I think the granddaughter of, was it Victoria's granddaughter, was actually I think the Tsarina. I mean, these people are all, they inbreed constantly. And I think what it is that whatever, I think that there are evil entities that harness these people. These people are the hosts for these evil entities because they have a bloodline that's compatible with possession. And this would also explain why they would go ahead and put a plan into action, spend a great amount of wealth and effort, knowing that it would never come to fruition within their lifetime, not that of a regular man or woman, right?
I talk about this
But
sometimes.
if this entity passes on, once a host gets too old, it passes on to another host within the bloodline, a compatible one, then it can continue its work. And people think it's just someone else carrying on their work. But you got to think along those lines. I don't know, like I said, that's a theory I have on it. But the reality of it is these vampires do run the world. They are consuming people. They do drink blood. They do practice black magic. And I got to say, if it didn't fucking work, they wouldn't be doing it. Not for as long as they have.
Well, who's teaching them this shit?
It's there again, passed on, passed down.
Through the
See, they
family?
don't go to Rigby High School like you and me. They don't go off to, whatever elementary school like you and I do. Those people have never set foot in the quote unquote education system that we were all indoctrinated into a day in their life. They've never lived like you and I do a day in their life. Did you see Trump didn't even know how to fucking open that truck door to get in?
No, it doesn't
Because he's
surprise me.
never opened his own doors. But
I
he
could mess that up on
pretends
some cars. Some cars are just a thumbprint now.
Yeah, it wasn't that. So the thing is that, when he went and got in the garbage truck, you remember the garbage truck?
Yeah.
Okay. He
Yeah,
had
dude.
trouble opening that door, and there's a good reason for that. He's never had to open a car door. I don't think the dude can drive an automobile. I bet you he's never even driven an automobile.
Yeah, I could never relate to someone that hasn't driven fully.
I'm just saying, man, these people, they pretend like they're you and me.
It's not fooling me. He still looks like a cartoon. He looks almost drawn on, orange man.
Yeah,
He really does look like a drawing. Like he's got a face for a cartoon drawing. Like he makes a good cartoon drawing. You ever notice a lot of these guys? I don't know. I just remember Brian Maroney. He looked like a real like cartoon. I just remember the newspaper would always draw him, and like it's just a thing in the Sunday Sun or whatever. Yeah, back in the day when newspapers still had like a political funnies and shit. That was pretty funny.
Here's Ricky Gervais. This is pretty good. He cracks me up. Some of the shit he comes up with. Check this out.
Hi guys, Ricky G here, wellness and beauty influencer. As a celebrity, I know all about stuff like science and politics. So trust me when I tell you who you should vote for. If you don't vote the right way, that's like a hate crime. It makes me sad and angry, and I'll leave the country. And you don't want that. Hi guys.
Yeah, pretty well sums it up. Yeah, it's a hate crime, and I'll leave the country if you don't vote the way that I tell you to do it. Oh no, my favorite influencer person is getting ready to. They said they're gonna leave the country. Half of them, I'm like, yeah, so go. You know, who gives a
But
shit?
he didn't even say a name though. He didn't pick one.
No, he was spoofing on that. He was just making a point that these influencers, that's what they do. That was.
Oh, well, that's what I was talking about.
He wasn't actually endorsing anyone. He
No, he
was
was saying
showing
that.
what they do. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I guess you have to pay attention to it. I mean, it's your country and stuff. Like I don't pay attention anymore in my country than I do. I pay more attention to what goes on in your country than mine, really. You know, your country's way more threatening than my country. If you guys ever decide to come
Why did
across
he
the
have
border,
why did he have vampire fangs? Right on. So this is we talked about this earlier, you know, that with all this P. Diddy bullshit coming out and everything, that and we've shown Russell Brand with P. Diddy on the airplane talking about how they're good friends and they're gonna go hanging out and shit, right? And now with all this coming out, just the other day, Russell Brand went and got baptized.
like that's gonna help.
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't think that's gonna help. So this was pretty funny. I thought this was cute.
P. Diddy, you see the news about him? P. Diddy, oh, they're all at it. They're all fucking people. P. Diddy's at it, and there's all these photos now of him and all his famous friends going to the P. Diddy parties, but we know the P. Diddy parties are now. You know, it's like Jay-Z and Beyonce at these parties. You got Russell Brand's at the parties. He's just become a Christian. Incredible timing on that, isn't it? Incredible timing on that one, Russell. I'm a little skeptical. It's like, hey, Russell, weren't you on the P. Diddy parties at the island? He's like, oh, sorry, Matt, I was just reading the Old Testament. What was that? Just reading a bit about all sins are forgiven. What are you saying?
Yeah, that's funny. I know a couple of guys that really don't like him for whatever reason. I look at him and throw insult.
You gotta look at, you know, come on, man. You know, I mean,
They
this
gotta
guy's
say a
been
little
weird
stuff.
for a long time. He's been weird for a long time. Who did he used to be married to? He was married to some celebrity chick, I think. I can't remember. And it seems like she was in the, you know, called out on some of that. You remember Bob Saget? You remember Bob Saget?
Oh yeah.
This guy was stand-up. He was a stand-up comic. I never thought he was funny for nothing. Even when he was doing the America's Home Video, he would tell some lame-ass joke, and the only way that you could actually recognize that it was a joke is because of the canned laughter. And I'm like, why is this guy even on? Who said, hey, there's somebody? I never could get his appeal, but let me see if I can bring this up. This is a bit from his stand-up, and it's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
But you're a great crowd, and I care about all you individually. I just want to have sex with you right now. I'm serious, but I can't. I'm working right now. But I'm a happy guy because I got married. Married my girlfriend of 7 years. At her age, I'm going to jail. But I'm nuts over her. She's this tall. Everybody needs friends, you know. I had a rough time as a kid. Never got to go to camp. My mom thought I'd get embarrassed undressing in front of little boys, but I've changed because I kind of like it now. I'm scared there's going to be like a major quake and I'll be getting a vasectomy at the time. That's what I'm scared of, you know. It was a 7.3, but now it's a 4.1. But I won't do that, damn it, because I want to have a kid. I really do. Right now I'm in no position to have a kid because I'm standing up and I'm alone. But I remember when I was just a little baby, my mother was looking down and she said, "Bob, you've had enough." And I said, "Don't act like you don't like it. You know, there's so much bad stimulus out there for kids." I was in a toy store recently. But you're a great crowd, and I care about all you individually. I just want to have sex with you right now. I'm serious.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What is this guy doing?
He's doing Satan's work, but he's just programming, I guess.
I mean, he's horrible. And people can't see that. People can't see that.
Like, yeah. He was like on target with that too. It looked like the same show, you know.
Yeah. I mean, come on, y'all. What is this? Oh, this is funny. You see this robot?
You could look at it as a rebellious act too, if you look at it a different way. But
did you see this robot polisher video? This is pretty good.
So one of them recently.
Hi, I'm Rainbow. I'm a clown. I came today to share a story. When this clown had a huge frown, I was really down.
Struggled so much with my mental health. Literally for the past couple of years, it's been hard. It's been really hard.
I cried and I cried and I cried.
Oh my God, you fucking got me going now, guys. I've been holding it in.
I felt like I was carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders.
I hate the misinformation of Flat Earth. I hate it. It's evil. It's lies. It's disgusting. It's dangerous.
I told myself I had to be strong, and if I was strong enough and tough enough, I'd be fine. I was really losing my mind. I felt like I was going nuts.
All right, Craig, that's enough fucking crying. Come on. Oh my God. I just done the calculations. I made £11,000. What the hell? Oh my God. I've got the best job in the world.
I'm just fine.
Oh my God. I actually got fucking crying like a baby.
Not everybody can be
Robot Polisher is probably clipping you being emotional right now. Yeah. Go ahead, Polisher.
That dude's a fruitcake, man.
yeah, I've avoided that whole circle just because. Oh my God.
Yeah, he's rough. He's rough.
Poor guy.
Well, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. It's been 2.5 hours. I'm going to go in here and check out some other shit. Just wanted to touch base with everybody just in case there's something happens to the internet or whatever. Just let me know. I just want to let everybody know I really appreciate y'all out there. Thanks for supporting the channel. Good luck. What will you be wearing to the Civil War? Yeah. Holy shit, right? Wow.
I'll vote in a ghillie suit, yeah. If I was going to vote, it'd be in a ghillie suit. Yeah.
Right. All right. Well, thanks for coming up, Snowman. We'll see you next time. I'll talk to you later.
Yep.
as we like to say here on the good old Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind show, don't forget, Lord loves a working man. Don't trust Whitey. And just stay the fuck away from the doctor. We'll see you next time here on Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind. Good night, everybody.